We're going to be starting this race very shortly. And they're off. All right. All right, so right off the back, first room, some opening spooky dialogue from the paintings on the walls. Yoshiboy goes for a slow double setup here, and Talc also gets it. This is like the first run, the first room of the run. Like there could be some divergence in terms of making a mistake with getting these doubles. So you'll see Yoshiboy opened up that dresser on the left side, but actually didn't set up for the double. That's because this game works. Ghosts come in waves. And after you clear a wave, the next wave of ghosts will spawn after a set amount of time. And the one that he opened up from the closet actually wasn't a part of that wave. It was just a ghost that you could have gotten at any point in collecting them. So we just got that ghost first to save as much time as possible. So the wave would come after you got the one from the closet. And Talc taking a fat slip on that banana peel. That's got to stink. Next up, we're going to see the first portrait ghost of the game, Neville. Neville has 100 health. Like any other ghost in the mansion, capturing any portrait ghost that you'll see these runners collect throughout the game will lead to progression, as it will light up a room and spawn a chest. The room Yoshiboy is in right now with Lydia, this portrait ghost, is actually one of the laggiest rooms in the game. Sometimes you'll see runners reduce the lag of the room by sucking up the leaves that come through the window. You kind of see Talc did a little bit of it right there. All right, nice shot by Yoshiboy with that ball. Unfortunate baby aggression. So Yoshiboy and Talc are both coming up on the first boss of this game, of Area 1, Chauncey the baby. So most of the main, every main boss fight in this game brings you to some sort of arena like this. Beating the boss leads to progression of the next area. The next area is actually through the door that was glowing in the first room, if anybody remembers that. So those of you who aren't very familiar with this game, you'll see Yoshiboy here. He's going to do the same thing that he did in the baby's actual room in the mansion, not in this arena. And Chauncey's going to drop some balls from the ceiling. They'll spawn in the same place every single playthrough. And hopefully he'll set himself up here to catch the ball before it actually even hits the ground. Nice. And Yoshiboy and Talc are both going to try to keep Chauncey above 50 health, because if it gets any one health below 50, 50 is fine, but 49 is not, then Chauncey will go into his second phase. And that loses about 7 to 8 seconds. And unfortunately for Talc here, he actually got hit by the first ball that came down, so he's got to go through these rocking horses phase again. Yoshiboy is going to intentionally get himself hit here like he did the first time. He's going to knock on this little bar here to further the invincibility frames that he has. Because your iframes do not run out of time when you are knocking on an object, any piece of furniture or a wall in the dungeon, or in the mansion, excuse me. And because he's invincible, he can catch the ball without taking any damage. And at the end of each one of these areas, you'll see this little cutscene here. Oh man, Talc misses the 2-cycle on Chauncey. It's very unfortunate. A really big part of this game is making sure to time your control stick flips right. I just had a friend over last night and we were playing, and you can tell it takes a lot of practice to kind of get the timing down for this, but you're going to see the second phase of Chauncey right here. You're going to see that the rocking horses come out a lot faster, but then she actually, or he or she, excuse me, I don't know the gender, brings out a third set of rocking horses, excuse me, and it's difficult to set up for this ball catch here. So he's just gonna let the third one fly, catch it, hopefully finish this fight up, 3 health. And Yoshiboy is gonna progress to area 2. When first playing this game, this area can be somewhat deceiving, which is why the map is really helpful. Before this run started, I believe Yoshiboy actually disabled the map using a soft reset trick with EGAD dialogue when he goes to the training room. It is a Japanese exclusive trick, and it will disable the map from ever being used, so the Y button in this game is completely useless. But you'll see here, every time he collects a key... Oh, actually, he did not. I apologize. Normally, it's only saves about 10 seconds throughout the whole run. But you can disable the map entirely so that whenever you get a key, the map will just not turn on, because whenever you get a key, it'll show you the door that the key unlocks when you're playing casually or for the first time, so you know where to go. This room also can be pretty difficult if you're first starting out speedrunning this game. There's a lot of doubles in here, and spinning around, you got to kind of angle yourself properly to get both of them at the same time. And if you miss one, then one will either hit you and you'll lose the first one that you got, or you'll have to wait for them to respawn. So an 847 for Yoshiboy starting this little segment here is not too bad. This next portrait ghost that he's going to be trying to collect are the Twirling Werlindas. And Yoshiboy just got pretty lucky. He got this thing called Early Release. It's random chance that you'll actually be able to suck up that portrait ghost at that time. Completely random. If not, then you just have to stand on top of that little moving platform in the ballroom for a bit longer. And, excuse me. Lose about 7 seconds waiting to get them again. Completely random. We're also going to see Yoshiboy here. He's going to go for Poster Skip. Sounds like he got it. So anyone who's played this game knows that there's a button that moves this wall to Luigi's left here on the left side of the screen. And there's actually... Oh, excuse me. There's a poster that blocks this button. And you can actually get the poster from being right there, as long as you get a really specific angle on it. you can get a lot of posters really far away in this game, as long as you have a really specific angle on it, and it'll actually pull you towards the poster and be a certain distance away from it. But because there's a wall there, it actually can't pull it towards. Luigi can't get pulled towards it, so you're actually just able to get it. It saves a few seconds. Talc's having a bit of difficulty with getting these Shy Guy doubles. Again, not an easy task. He gets the third double. Cleaning up the room nice. So EGAD's just going to go through a lot of dialogue for explaining how boos work. So what Yoshiboy just did, he did boo release, which unleashed a bunch of boos into the mansion. There are a total of 50 boos in the game. And for this category, you're going to see our runners are only going to collect 40 because that's the minimum amount of boos you need to collect in order to get to the last room of the game and beat the final boss. So everything has been routed out so that the runners will most likely only get 40 boos. Ooh, unfortunately for Yoshiboy here, there was a bump under that sheet. There are a couple of other opportunities that he'll be able to have to get this thing called Boo Text Skip. So you'll see right here, Luigi like spins his vacuum around, and then EGAD talks to him for ages and explains like, oh, catching boos weakens the power of the ghosts in the mansion, and then he prompts you to save. And the game prompts you to save with the EGAD text and the animation because the game recognizes that the last thing to go into your vacuum was a boo. But if you suck off a sheet till it's really close to being off the table, and the recoil of having the boo go in your vacuum lets you suck up the sheet as that's happening, the game recognizes that the last thing you sucked up in your vacuum was a sheet and not a boo. So the game will not prompt you to save, therefore skipping the animation and the text that EGAD tells you about, whatever that may be. I do not speak Japanese. And save some time. Here's the first instance of the run. You'll actually see Yoshiboy use the camera feature here to scan a mirror. And if you scan any mirror in the mansion, anywhere in the mansion, it'll always bring you back to that room that it just brought him to. So our runners are going to be optimizing those mirrors in these certain rooms to kind of zip our way through the mansion as fast as possible. If you guys aren't familiar with this game as well, you can see the little button on top of the Game Boy Horror, which is where the little money counter is in the bottom right of the screen. When it's blue, that means there isn't a boo in there, and when it's yellow, it means there's a boo in the area or a clone. Every room has one clone and one real boo. Completely random where the clone and the boo are, but it can be in any piece of furniture in the room. You see Talc here is going to start getting his boos as well. There's also a lump under that, so he's just going to check it. And he got the same RNG as Yoshiboy. That's so unfortunate. So yeah, if there's a lump under like a sheet like that, and there's a boo in the room, then the boo can be under that sheet, but it could also be a clone. So it's kind of a risk if you suck it off halfway or 3/4 of the way, and then you look around the room for finding the boo, and it's actually not the boo. It's a big time loss. Both of our runners were smart in terms of actually just checking that first. Talc getting a bonk from that boo. You're going to see Yoshiboy here with a new variation of the grabber ghost. These ghosts are invisible, and they can only be seen through this mirror that is at the top of the screen. You see Yoshiboy's going to try to set up for a double here. Nice. And Talc just got his his third boo in the wardrobe room, so he's also going to be taking the mirror back. Let's see if Yoshi can get this second double here. Nice. All right. Those can also be somewhat difficult to set up just because they're invisible and, they follow Luigi in a direct path, but we'll see if Yoshiboy can get this. Ooh. So he's trying not to get the fire emblem in his vacuum right now. I think he's okay. Nice, okay. So Yoshiboy is going to soft reset whatever console he's playing this game on right now. And after collecting the fire emblem from getting the boot, the game recognizes that you have the fire emblem, which allows you to suck up certain fire emblem elements, around the mansion and spew out a little bit of fire. You need that to progress through this part of the game right here, at least. But when you get the fire emblem, EGAD talks to you for ages, and you can skip all that text by the game recognizing that you have the fire emblem and then simply saving after getting the boot. Saves like roughly 10 seconds, I think. And Talc's going to make his way now that he has 5 boos, because that's the minimum amount that you need to progress. He's going to come back to those the Neville and the Lydia and the baby room later on in the game, because there's one more room there that isn't unlocked yet that you actually need to do in order to complete the game. But 5 boos is the minimum amount to get to this room that he's in right now, the washroom. So there is a variation of what Yoshiboy actually has to do in these next couple rooms. So he just lit the this little candelabra of Shivers the butler on fire, and Shivers is going to come into this room that's directly south of where Luigi is right now. And Yoshiboy's actually going to try to clear this room before Shivers goes down to sit down and he despawns. Nice! So Yoshiboy just got this thing called cutscene skip, so every time a chest spawns in an area, the camera will pan to it for a certain amount of seconds. I don't know exactly what the time is on it. Ooh, that was close. Excuse me, I got lost. I'm enjoying this gameplay. By collecting the hat there, it kind of skips the animation of the chest, of the camera panning towards the chest. So it saves a few seconds. And completely, it's kind of difficult to set up in terms of timing and the position of where Mario's hat is in that washroom, but... And then another Japanese exclusive trick we're going to see here from Yoshiboy. He's going to grab the boo, and while grabbing the boo, go into this little mouse hole vacuum thing here. And that is also going to be a boo text skip. Unfortunately for Talcerase, I'm just looking at his screen right now, he's going to probably miss this boo because he did not get Fire Emblem text. So you're going to see all the text that EGAD actually says. Oh, and Yoshi got bonked by a bat trying to get this purple puncher combo here. So now you can see Talc actually has to light up all these candles in this room just to get out of the room, and then he's going to light up these candles. On top of EGAD talking, it's just a lot of time that you can actually just skip having to go through. And Yoshiboy is going to get another boo text skip from the mouse hole again, walk up, go to the laundry room and find this boo, and then progress further in the game. So hopefully Talc can juggle all these tasks that Yoshiboy just did. If Shivers sits down in the seat too long cackling, as you saw, Yoshiboy tried to hit that mouse hole, but he missed a couple times. Shivers will actually despawn. And then you have to go all the way back to where he is in this hallway, light up his candelabra, and wait for him to run all the way back. So missing this is definitely a huge time loss. You do not want it to happen. So this is Melody, the portrait ghost on Yoshiboy's side. Talc, I don't think, actually finished. Oh no, he's missing the mouse hole. Oh, he's just not going to do it. He wants to play it really safe right now. He knows he'll be in trouble if he misses the Shivers right now. It's going to cost him so much time. But on the right side from Yoshiboy, so this is Melody, the portrait ghost. She'll play one of 2 songs, one being the water theme from the original Super Mario Brothers, the other being the athletic theme from Super Mario Brothers 3. It's always the first or the third option, the third option being the Mario Brothers 3 and the first one being the water theme. Fun fact, getting the athletic theme from Super Mario Brothers 3 is about 1/4 of a second slower than getting the water theme. So you see Talcerase actually finished up. He finished up the laundry room. He's going to try to find the boo and do the same thing here. Unfortunately for him, though, He cannot get the Boo Tech Skip from going in the mouse hole after collecting it. That is a Japanese exclusive trick only. So the room Yoshiboy just walked through is Mr. Lugs' room, big dining room. He's just eating a lot of food because he's really big. We're going to skip that because that is actually not a required part to this game. Collecting him does not grant us a chest with a key to progress further. It actually just grants us a chest with a big diamond in it. And collecting him is actually a part of doing 100% in this game, but is not in this category. Another big deficit for Talc that you'll see actually playing on the American version is that he takes so much more damage than Yoshiboy in the Japanese. I think the damage counts are the same between Normal Mansion and Hidden Mansion in the Japanese version, whereas Hidden Mansion on the American version at least doubles the damage you take, and that's a pretty significant amount. There are some things like you could be at 40 health in this game easily on the American version, and then you just get hit by like an icicle or like a huge blue basher, which we'll see later on in the run. And that'll just do 40 damage, and then that's your run if you haven't saved. And Talc's got a poison mushroom on his screen right now. I hope he doesn't pick it up. Ooh, gosh, that was close. He's playing it safe. So this is Spooky the dog on Yoshiboy's side on the right side here. He let Spooky actually hit him, like bite onto him, so Yoshiboy could manipulate where he was going to land. Because on the third little charge from Spooky, a skeleton will pop out, and then if you catch the skeleton, it will drop a bone, and that's what reveals the heart that lets you actually catch him. Yoshiboy's just going for a really, really safe sort of catching of these skeletons. It's possible to get a double right as they spawn. You always have to knock on the same grave to actually spawn in the skeletons. Yoshiboy played it safe. He does have the lead, so he'll be coming up on the Area 2 boss and then moving on to Area 3 after this. And Talca's doing Melody right now. So one thing about Bogmire, I should say, he's a pretty regular ghost to fight. It uses more of the mechanic of shooting something at him. Just like Chauncey with the ball, this Bogmire fight, it uses like this sort of shadow here that you see. You can suck up this shadow and kind of shoot it at the actual Bogmire to catch him. But Bogmire does have the most resistance of any other portrait ghost in this game, being boss or not. And it is possible to one cycle, but it's very difficult. So let's see how Yoshiboy fares here. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. Nice! Wow, that was pretty fast. So the movement of Bogmire is completely random, so he could just walk in a straight line and put so much strain on your vacuum that there's no chance of it not breaking off. But sometimes he'll be kind to you and he'll kind of run into a wall, so like the resistance on the vacuum isn't too bad because he's not continuously pulling. He's just running into a wall and Luigi's kind of just sucking him up there. And then after getting that big key, we're going to see this little sequence again of putting the ghosts from Luigi's Poltergeist 3000 into this little washing machine here, pressing them into beautiful ghost portraits. Meanwhile, Talc's coming up in the kitchen here. He's going to try to... This is the only ghost, I should have mentioned this, in the fridge here, in this kitchen. The ghost actually has an ice element on it, and you need fire to actually eat it. I think we're definitely getting some difficulty from Talc's capture card on the side. It's working as hard as it can, I'm sure. Definitely the first thing you want to do in the kitchen is extinguish that door that's on fire with water. There's another instance that you're going to see Yoshiboy actually extinguish a door with fire coming up very, very soon here. So this actually takes about 3 or 4 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, I should say, for the door to actually like cool down after you've sprayed it with water. So you can't enter it like immediately. I don't know what Talc's doing here watering this plant, but this plant in this little I would say garden here, I guess, is used for 100% if you water it 3 times during the course of your playthrough. Then you can get a gem worth 20 million. But again, not needed for this category. You're going to see Yoshiboy here, moving through the courtyard, sort of. Now he's down here, and this is required to complete the game. He's going to see where Mario is. He's in a painting. He's in King Boo, and he can't reach him. He's reaching so far. But viewing that cutscene is going to reveal that ceiling ghost and light up this little well here. And you're actually going to see Talc. If you just saw Talc got that double that I was talking about earlier. Definitely faster than just getting them all singles. The position of those skeletons in that little graveyard there is just uncanny. They're just very inconvenient. Yoshiboy messing up here, actually stuttering a little bit on the ladder and just going back down. The Talcerase is going for Bogmire up next. And we'll hope that he can get a 1 cycle as well. You'll see Yoshiboy is in the weight room with Biff Atlas, my favorite portrait ghost. He's just a muscle man. And right here. Let's see if he can do it. Yeah, so if you guys heard that little audio cue, there's actually this door that's above here that's on fire. And if you actually hit it from the ground, from the ceiling, you'll just not waste any time waiting for it to actually cool down. How's Talc doing with this Bogmire? I can't really tell. His capture card's kind of flubbing up a little bit. Oh no, his screen went black. I can't see. Oh, it doesn't look like he got the 1 cycle. He lost it at 33 health. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Yoshiboy just had a pretty clean completion of this room right here. I don't know what the proper name of this room is called, but when Talc gets to it, you'll see it in the upper left corner. Cannot read Japanese. So Yoshiboy actually just collected the third and final element medallion in this game. That's going to give him fire, water, and ice now. So ice is used in a couple spots in this game, but it's mainly for extinguishing water element ghosts, because ice freezes water. Yoshiboy did have some trouble finding that Boo there, so he's going to lose some time for that. Welcome to Area 3. So right here, he decided to go right, and this is Nana's little knitting room right here. He will need to go left as well, coming out of this hallway to get a second portrait ghost. But this is the first instance where we can see some route divergence. The tea room. Excuse me, that's what the ice room is called. Thank you. This room that Yoshiboy is in right now is a huge pain just because the Boo can be on complete opposite ends of this room, and this is like definitely arguably one of the longest rooms in the game. Next to, of course, the Area 3 arena. I wouldn't really consider that a room, though, because it's kind of outside. But we'll get to that in a minute. So you'll see Yoshiboy go to the left here, and then Talc's actually heading up on the beginning of Area 3 right now. So this is very exciting. So that portrait ghost that Yoshiboy just collected, Big Bertha, not a real name. That's what I call her, at least. Pretty difficult to get her if she leaves that little enclave of where the bathtub is, because she, like Bogmire, has a lot of resistance on the vacuum. Not trying to bring up weight in this situation, as I am one for all people, but that's probably why. And this is another port of route divergence. Yoshiboy can actually go downstairs here as opposed to this room, but this is Astral Hall. You'll see him try to get some doubles here with the Shy Guy and a Golden Puncher. Nice. But this being that it's upstairs is just faster because we're not going to come back up here until we're ready to actually go up to the attic, which will be the room right before the end of Area 3. So Area 3 for casual players is definitely, after a few rooms, it's definitely free reign as to where you want to explore. Because there are 3 different locations that you could go into. You could go into this room right here, which is the Astral Hall. You could go into another room that was in Area 2 that we did not see, where the projector room is. Or you could go to the Twins, which was in that hallway in this room that I was mentioning earlier, next to Chauncey's room and Neville's room. The goal in this run is to beat the game any percent, no out of bounds. Beating the game as fast as possible with as little completion as possible. The minimum amount of boos you need to beat this game is 40, so you will see our runners will only collect 40 boos most likely. And Luigi on Yoshiboy's side is having a little bit of a trip. He's going into the moon. Oh, and Talc just got nailed by a freaking dinner dish in the tea room, leaving this ghost at 1 health. Oh my gosh, he got hit again! That's awful. That's so unfortunate. So anybody saw Yoshiboy's side, he just blew up the moon casually. A lot harder than it looks. The angle for actually getting the moon is a lot more specific than it looks. It's definitely a feel-good moment when you get it first try. Looks like Talc's finally going to get this grabber ghost here. So to actually continue progressing to the end of this area, if this wasn't required, so you have to pick up 5 of Mario's items. And then there's about a minute and a half of text smashing, which will come up, I want to say shortly, but there's a couple more things that Yoshiboy has to do before that actually happens. Oh, and rough for Talc. Talc loses the boo and tea room. That's really unfortunate for him because he lost it at 4, and now it's in a dark hallway. You cannot collect a boo in a dark room. So he's going to hope that the boo actually goes into Nana's room. I did not see where it went. I have no audio to tell me where it went. You'll see another variation of the invisible grabber ghosts on Yoshiboy's side. These guys are just invisible, and you can only see their shadows through the light. But he's going to use some pretty specific setups he'll get here to get these doubles, and there's actually a really dope triple. And you'll see Talc also missed Big Bertha, even in the bathtub. That stinks. And Yoshiboy gets the swag triple here on these grabber ghosts. And this color variation of the chest means that there's a Mario item in it. So he's going to get this Mario item, which is a glove, and then he's going to go back up to the baby's room, in a room that we haven't explored yet, and he's going to grab the boot, and that will be the last of Mario's items, so he can progress through the rest of the game. But when he makes his trip up there, he's also going to get all the boos that he missed, that he did not get from Neville, Lydia, Chauncey's room, and the twins' room. So there's 4 more boos that he's going to get in this little hallway going upstairs here in Area 1. I think Talc is looking for this boo now. That's the fresh boo. That's the Nana Room boo. I don't know if he got the 4 health boo that he missed. I looked away for a split second. Oh, he's going to lose that boo too. It looks like it's in here, though. The light is still yellow. But as you can see, this is an excellent example of just how extended this room is in terms of where a boo can be. Just the opposite ends of the room, lots of walking, lots of time wasting. And he's going to have to go back out in the hallway and see where this boo went. Either side of where it goes would probably be fine for him because both of the rooms are lit. If the room on the left was not lit, then that would be a big time loss because you cannot collect a boo in a dark room. So you'll see Yoshiboy is doing twins now. Henry and Orville. Orville Redenbacher, the popcorn dude. Fun fact, most people don't know that about this game. And they're hidden in boxes. They ask you to play a game, and you can use the vacuum to see where they are. Most casual players don't know that. Even if you didn't use the vacuum and you got really lucky and found the 2 that they're in without missing one, they'll still call you a cheater, and they'll try to fight you. Talc getting the double in Astral Hall. And Yoshiboy is about to collect his last Mario item and find his boo. with a very clean twin collection right there. Oh, really? Ooh. This could be interesting. Okay. So, Yoshiboy actually just completely missed this Boo here in Twins Room, partly because of the auto-locking that happens when there are pearls in a room. So every main Portrait Ghost will drop pearls. If there's like 2 or 3 in a set of Portrait Ghosts, like the twins are unique because it's the first instance we see of 2 separate 100 health ghosts that you need to get 1 portrait and like light up a room. But in this case, the red twin will drop pearls, and there is one more where this blue toy soldier will drop pearls. And you'll see sometimes runners will try to collect the pearls out of a room to prevent auto-locking of the vacuum and losing the Boo. And unfortunately for Yoshiboy here, this is a part of the game where you can get another Boo tech skip, but he did not get it. And Talc also getting the moonshot first try. Good for him. Good looks. A lot of skill. A lot of very segmented, skilled play from both of these runners. So here, Yoshiboy actually has about 1.5 minutes of button mashing through this. This is just faster. Once you get all of Mario's items, you can come here. If you get any of Mario's items, you can come here. And Clairvoy will actually tell you a little bit of what happened to Mario based on every item you collect. It's obviously faster to just get all 5 and grind them all out in one run as opposed to coming back here after every item you get. So when he gets all the 5th ones, he'll be able to collect Clairvoya. She will submit willingly. Talc having some difficulty finding this Boo in Astral Hall. Decided to actually go shoot the moon before getting this Boo. Totally a preference thing, depending on if you think where the Boo is. It might be faster to just go shoot the moon if it's not on the right side of the room, as opposed to walking back and then walking all the way back to shoot the moon. So not a bad choice from him. Definitely some relatively optimized gameplay in terms of Boo routing. So much of collecting Boos is so RNG that you definitely have to do some improv routing for it. It only comes with practice. So Yoshiboy's about to collect Clairvoya here. Interesting thing about this this Portrait Ghost, Clairvoya, so she actually has no resistance on the vacuum whatsoever. So she's unique in the sense that you actually have to use the C stick, the camera stick on your GameCube remote, as well as the control stick for collecting her. And she can go super fast, but you can't pull it back. You can't pull back the control stick like you would normally do with any other Portrait Ghost because she just has no resistance whatsoever because she wants to be captured by Luigi. Because her duty of telling fortunes is actually pretty done. So Talc's going to have to be careful here with this triple. He only has... I can't see how much health he has. 28 health, I think. 30 health? Oh, he has 30 health now, excuse me. But 30 health is not a lot of health, especially in the American version. So he's going to make sure he's going to collect some hearts. He's just going to play it really safe. You do not want to get a good night. One thing I should mention, so this room that Yoshiboy is going into right now, you need ice. So that's why you might have seen Yoshiboy collect ice in the T room before coming up here. It's because these little blue basher variants, which we actually haven't even seen, the regular blue bashers, they are water elements, and you need to freeze them before you can actually be able to suck them up. Maybe Yoshiboy will go for a double here. Oh, no, he's just going to go for the single. It is possible to set up for a double there with one of the trash can ghosts. Oh, but he's going to get this really lucky spawning from both of them and capture both of them. He's going to save a little bit of time as opposed to not getting a double. That was really lucky. Meanwhile, Talc is making his rounds in the hallway with the twins, Henry and Orville Redenbacher. And And hopefully Yoshiboy is going to get this boo in one trick. And he's going to progress himself to the final boss of this area. One thing you also might have seen, if you're not familiar with this game, what the runners are doing is they're spinning out a little bit of element when they enter a dark room from a light room. Yoshiboy is also going to switch his movement variant up here to sidestep mode, so that his flashlight is actually not following exactly where he's walking in front of him. It's going to stay in one place, and he can use the C stick to actually angle the flashlight in any way he wants. And that this movement variant is going to actually help him out after this boss fight and during this boss fight as well. So my thought process for this boss was that the developers got kind of lazy, because by beating this boss, you collect 15 boos. This boss consists of 15 boos. You're going to see Yoshiboy is going to try to do a little boundary glitch here and suck up all the boos at once. Let's see if he gets it. We got a lot of them. He's missing quite a few, though. He's got to get one before the timer runs out, or they're gonna go into they're gonna go back into the ball. All right, nice. Oh, there was one all the way on the right side. Dang. So by Luigi walking all the way to the left side of this little arena here, the boundaries kind of push. The boos to kind of go into one spot in the middle, where depending on Luigi's location. And sometimes you can get really unlucky, and a boo will get stuck all the way on the right side. He might be out of bounds. Or he may just be, what's it called? He might be out of bounds, or he might be stuck behind the little Pegasus unicorn type statue. But 2-cycle, not too bad. He did know how to finish it up. Capturing the boos when there's only a few more left, like 6 or 7 left, is definitely, it's different than actually just doing it regularly. The boos will run away from ice, and you actually have to bait them into charging at Luigi and then taking out ice really quick. You're going to see Talc here on the left maybe get this boost skip. Nice, he got it. That's awesome. So you'll see he sucked up the sheet after getting the boo, and it did not prompt him for text. It's really important that you get that in that room, because it's one of the laggiest rooms in the game, so your frame rate goes really low. And then Talc 2 is also going to be button mashing for another 1.5 minutes here, while Yoshiboy finishes up this little cutscene here. So far, some fair skill from both runners. Despite the time deficit, some fair skill. A lot of repacing from Yoshiboy here. He's going to have to go all the way back up to that arena where he fought Boolossus, and then walk, or I should say, travel all the way back down to the first floor. So by activating and unlocking the thorns on this door, because he did just beat Boolossus and got that magic key, cutscene is going to trigger here and completely wipe out the power in the mansion. And Egad's basically going to tell Yoshiboy that he has to go find Uncle Grimly, or this portrait ghost, I should say, that has a key to the breaker room to turn the power back on. And playing this casually, you have absolutely no idea where he is, but there is a hint somewhere, I forget, That tells him that tells you that he's in a room with a lot of wardrobes. And there is this room called the wardrobe room by the first area that we went to. The third room of the first area, actually, that we saw really early on in the game. So he's going to do that. The Talc is also going to retrace here. He's going to try to find this boo that he forgot. I completely forgot about that. He missed this boo. He's going to put him back a few extra handful of seconds. All right, there he is. So another interesting thing about this little portrait ghost right here, Uncle Grimly, it's completely random how long it takes for him to actually show his heart. It could be anywhere between instantly showing his heart, already showing his heart when you walk in the room, or waiting like 47 seconds for him to actually show his heart. Completely random. Most of the time, incredibly unfair and frustrating. But Yoshiboy got it pretty fast, so I'm sure he's happy with that. And Talc making the smart choice to grab ice before going up to the attic. The safari room, because he will need ice for that room, like I mentioned earlier. And Yoshiboy's going to unlock this door right here and go and turn all power back on so we can progress through the rest of the game. Now, there is a boo in this room, but this is the first room we're going to see where our runner will actually not collect the boo. Starting in Area 4, the boo health becomes like 150 to 300 health. That boo has 200, so it's really difficult to one cycle. It is possible, though. A boo is limited to cackling 15 times in a row. Based on how the boo trick works in this game and how people have worked around it, is that a boo will cackle once every 10 health, depending on when you hold both triggers down and release the R trigger every 10 health to keep the boo in place. That being said, however, it's very it can be interestingly, excuse me, it can be rough sometimes, I should say, because a boo will just cackle twice randomly. You can hear it right now on Yoshiboy's screen. It did cackle twice, but that boo does only have 100 health, so there's no worries of it actually escaping the room unless it cackled. It did a double cackle, 3 or 4 times. Talc, I saw, had some difficulty clearing the safari room, but it looks like he cleaned up pretty okay and got the boo first try, so he's going to move on to Blue Losses now himself. Yoshiboy, after traveling to the basement, is going to have to walk all the way back upstairs to where that door was that turned the power off in the mansion. Go through that and clear some more of the game. So I know I was explaining it earlier. I don't know if I finished explaining it, though. But within 7 frames of the animation stopping from entering a dark room from a light room, you can click the L trigger, which spews out a little bit of element and skips the animation of Luigi actually taking out his flashlight. So you'll see he did it right there, but he just got scared, so that lost him a second and a half or so. Let's see how Talc actually handles his boo losses. Hopefully a little bit more cleaner than Yoshi's. And he accidentally let go of the triggers. That is incredibly unfortunate. So now he's going to have to try the trick again, maybe. Yoshiboy is in the second variant of the multiple ghosts, the multiple 100 health portrait ghosts to get one portrait. This blue one right here is the one I was talking about that drops the pearls. You have to collect all 3 of them. Oh my goodness, poison mushroom. I hope he doesn't grab that. Alright. A little slow. Talc is trying his best to do this Blue Losses trick here. It was really unfortunate that he... Oh no, and they all just unfroze themselves. Yoshiboy with a relatively clean clear of the Toy Soldier room. However, that poison mushroom did put him at a deficit for collecting the last Toy Soldier. Let's see how Talc handles the rest of his blue losses. Yoshiboy's opting to just burn all these Shy Guys. I don't know if it's faster. Somebody in chat can say if it's faster to actually just burn them all, or if it's faster to burn them all once, get them off their track, and suck off their helmets and collect them all at once. Talc having some incredible difficulty with this blue losses fight. You guys can see that if you don't know what to do, or if you're not that skilled at getting blue losses, if you don't get the trick first try, that it's just a lot of time lost in terms of trying to get all the boos into your vacuum and then them all forming back up again and having to get them spiked back down and then waiting for them, completely RNG for them to actually charge into you. Very frustrating. So Yoshiboy's not going to get the boo in the Toy Soldier room as it has 300 health, but he will be collecting this Armory room boo. The Armory room boo is the first boo we'll see that has 150 health. And so if done perfectly without any double cackles, he'll be able to get it one cycle, else it will leave the room and he'll have to go into another room. Hopefully it doesn't do that though, because all the rooms around here are very dark, and as we know, we cannot collect a boo in any dark room or hallway. I've just gotten word that it is faster to burn them all entirely. Yoshi with a really nice clean triple in this room. Armory room is also another room that has a lot of lag. And there are a lot of objects to knock on in terms of finding the boo, so hopefully he can find it relatively swiftly. He's looking pretty good in terms of a one cycle so far. Getting the first lock-on onto a boo is the most important part in getting a one cycle on these 150 healths. There are a lot of different things you can do. You can have the boo charge you into a corner of the room so it has a lot of space before it can actually reach the wall to go into a different room. Or if you just get a really nice angle right at once, then you just waste no time. You'll see Yoshiboy do a save reset here to get himself back down to the first room so we can go back down to the basement to progress. And there's 2 more boos for Yoshiboy to collect. Meanwhile, Talc has just finished up boo losses and the cutscene, and he will be heading back up to that arena to activate the power outage and do that whole sequence. So these grabber ghosts can be somewhat agitating at times. They are not required. It's not required for you to actually suck them all up or defeat them all in this room. You just need to grab this little key here from this chest that is already on screen in a dark room. The first instance we see of a chest in a dark room. And then you can just get out of this pipe room here and progress to the ice room, which is just down the hall. So this is Weston, the portrait ghost. This will be the second to last portrait ghost that we see in the game, coming up near the end here. Weston is somewhat difficult to one cycle as the entire room has ice physics, and the resistance on him is not friendly. If it wasn't bad enough that the entire room was just ice, so you're sliding around and you're just letting him kind of pull you. So very difficult to one cycle, and you're going to see that Yoshiboy is actually going to collect these pearls so that he doesn't auto-lock onto them when he finds the boo in this room. He has a nice little Super Smash Bros. Melee wave dash off the screen when he gets that key. Thank you, Ice Physics. Oh, and he got knocked by the boo. I heard a double cackle. Let's see if he can recover this. It's pretty awesome if he does. Oh, so close. If he had traveled to the right side of the room, knowing that he had double cackled, and he would have gotten the one cycle. So now he's going to waste some time following the Boo through these rooms. He's only has 4 health left, so he's going to grab the Boo, save, soft reset, and bring him back up to the first room, and he's going to head up to the final sort of, I would say, the final sort of mini-boss. There's like a mini-boss of this game. The boss is going to give him a big key to actually go fight the final boss. And Talc also got a relatively fast Grimly, saw on his screen. And he's going to head down to the breaker room and turn the power back on so he too can progress to the rest of Area 4. You see Yoshiboy's going to collect some fire in that hallway right there. The last phase of this sort of fight that he's coming up, he's going to fight Pablo Picasso, the ghost of Pablo Picasso. So the rooms on the entire left side of this hallway are actually fake doors. And the only real door is right here that he has not explored yet in this attic. So this is kind of the part of the game where you see where all the ghosts are coming from. It's just this guy, he's just painting a bunch of them, putting them in the mansion, I guess. And Yoshiboy's going to actually fight every single variant of every ghost we've seen so far. And he's going to use that fire element he had to clear up the last phase pretty quickly. And hopefully he just gets a bunch of triples here. They'll all spawn in 3s really close to each other. He's going to let them kind of come close to him. He's playing it safe. The hardest triple in this room, in my opinion, I think, is the one after these guys, because just the polygons on the ghosts and sort of in terms of the hitbox of flashing and stunning them are a little difficult. These little red grabbers right here. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, he got it. Nice. That was relatively fast, too. Meanwhile, Talc finishing the cellar. Looks like he's heading back up to Toy Soldier Room. This little triple of the garbage ghost is really fun to watch. Not too bad. And you're going to see Yoshiboy's going to spit some fire at these ceiling ghosts here. They have 0 health, so they'll just immediately die. And it's, again, with the hitboxes of those ceiling ghosts, it's relatively difficult to actually suck them up in a triple. So he's just going to use the fire, and it's ultimately faster. Pablo is dead. Or deader than he was before, excuse me. The Boo's kind of trolling him a bit. You can see that the Boo kind of cackled, so it means that he moved his location from where he could be. The Boo can only be in 2 spots in this room, but another relatively long room is kind of difficult to... Oh my goodness! If you guys saw that the heart auto lock from Yoshiboy's side. See if he can get this 2 cycle. 150 health apiece. Oh, unfortunately, he does not get it. Meanwhile, Talc is finding toy soldiers. Yoshiboy's going to finish up here, and he's going to save and reset from this room. It's like Talc's being pretty careful with getting these toy soldiers, but making it look pretty clean, and he's going to progress upstairs. I think he actually missed the green one. I didn't see because the... Oh, yeah, it looks like he missed the green one. He must have gotten popped by the toy musket. I couldn't see because the capture card was a little finicky at that time. I apologize. But now that Yoshiboy has the 4th area key, he's going to go to this last room and commence the fight with the final boss, King Boo, before getting hit by one of those little exploding bubbles. And Talc, if you look at Talc's screen, he's kind of going for... Ooh, did he get all of them? Looks like he got all of them. Interesting. So I just learned that apparently it's faster just to burn them all, but it's kind of fun to see all the Shy Guys get sucked up at once there. Just having 6 ghosts like apart from your vacuum is just so cool to see sometimes. And King Boo's gonna speak a lot of Japanese. He's gonna spin the screen, make you kind of dizzy, and he's going to run away. I have faith in Talc. Are you kidding me? His capture card, however, is a little finicky. It's kind of freaking. It's bugging me out a little bit. So Yoshiboy's on the roof right now. He's going to commence the final boss fight with King Boo. Let's get some hype in chat. It is possible to 2-cycle King Boo in terms of when you can actually start damaging him. To get a 2-cycle, you need to get 250 health off of his 500 base health. At least 250. You can have a little bit less, but it's kind of safe to be around the 250 range. And Talc just got bopped by an armory statue. Having some difficulty here. You're going to see Yoshiboy's going to stay behind this pillar for the entire fight, and Bowser is never going to move. And he's going to use one of these spiky balls just like we did with Chauncey and shoot it at his head. King Boo's going to pop out, and then we can commence damaging the final boss. This is relatively tricky in terms of Bowser actually shooting little ice balls at you. All right, 246, very 2-cyclable for Yoshiboy. You're going to see he's going to stay behind this pillar. Bowser's going to throw balls again, the same exact spot he did before. Yoshiboy's going to do the same thing. Yoshiboy's not going to... Oh, excuse me. Bowser isn't going to move, and he's going to see if he can 2-cycle here. The second time that King Boo comes out, Luigi's vacuum actually auto-locks onto him, unlike the first phase, so you kind of have to have some good angles with it. Looks like Yoshiboy's going to finish it up right here. Nice! All right. Excellent 2-cycle from Yoshiboy. Glad he could show that off to everybody in the chat. And that's going to be a 101.44 from Yoshiboy. Good game. A very solid run. 101.44. Not too bad, especially considering his personal best is actually... Hold on. Yeah, Yoshiboy's personal best is only a minute faster than that. So very good game to Yoshiboy. He's welcome to come in for an interview if he would like. As always. Yeah, like a minute in this game is the difference between like 3 RNG boos, like 3 very poor RNG boos, like getting a little bit better RNG with that, and like, you know, 1-cycle boo losses or 1-cycle Bogmire, you know. And I believe Yoshiboy has just joined us. Yoshiboy, how are we?
What's up, dude? I'm doing good.
On? Good game, good game.
So yeah, I forgot map glitch again. This is the second time in a race I forgot map glitch.
I was mentioning that. I was like, oh, I think it was the first instance of the grabber ghost in area 2 in that bathroom, the first room. I was like, oh, I wonder if he has map glitch on. I could showcase and talk about that. And then I saw you didn't have it on, and I was like, is he not playing Japanese? So I was a little curious as to why that was, but interesting to know.
Yeah, it's because I just like got on as I pretty much just got on when I started playing, so I didn't do like a practice run or anything. I just kind of jumped on and started playing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I didn't have time. Well, I had time. I just forgot about it.
Right. I mean, in the heat of the moment, it's just kind of something that you can forget about sometimes. But again, it's only about 10 seconds, right? So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that's true.
And you did end up getting the win, so.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. It's like 8 or 10 seconds. So I did make a lot of mistakes in that run. I actually wrote them down. I typed them out as like I was doing the run, so I would know what to say.
Interesting tactic, yeah.
So I got hit by the bats and hidden, like I pulled a 5-5, and then I missed the triple and astral, and then I missed Lydia tech skip. I got the RNG double in Safari, which was really lucky. I got a 2-cycle Bulasis. I had trouble spawning the purple puncher.
Yeah, Talc also got the RNG double in Safari Room. I was surprised you guys didn't go for the base. Do you normally do like the base setup for getting the double with the blue basher and the garbage?
No, I don't. I don't do that. No.
Oh, okay.
I find it a little too risky. And then I also missed the 2-cycle Weston, 1-cycle Weston Boo. And yeah, and also I had a really nice Van Gore fight. Like that was pretty solid.
Yeah, that looked pretty good on my side.
Yeah, and then I was a little sloppy on that 2-cycle. I didn't get him low enough, and yeah, it's pretty much what happened in the run. It was all right. It was a pretty good run.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think was what do you think really put you behind, or was there any? I mean, I know that you and Talc's PBs are somewhat pretty far apart, but what do you think is the biggest mistake of that you made during your run?
I would say maybe in the bats and hidden, because I usually never make that mistake. That's like very rare for me to do.
Right, and that the spawn locations of where those ghosts can be after you lose them it's pretty intimidating sometimes because you have absolutely no idea, and if you want to set up for a combo, that's also a very risky play.
Mm-hmm. Also, I feel like not having map glitch, it kind of made me not really. I was pretty unmotivated to make the run like as best as it could, because like I made like a dumb mistake and like before the run even started, so like I didn't really try to make the run like insanely good. I just try to just get through it.
Right. I mean, my philosophy behind the whole thing is you just go till like it's over. I mean, in terms of map glitch, like that's like a little thing. I mean,
yeah, it's true, but
onto the side. But you were only like less than a minute off your PB, and that's just like that's just the difference between getting a 1-cycle Boo losses and then like a few Boos like with the RNG a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So like definitely like that was definitely a decent run for your time.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're gonna see Talx actually heading up back to Van Gore, so he's going to be finishing up shortly as well. What is one thing that you think that you could improve on more generally throughout your play style of Luigi's Mansion?
Honestly, I need to be better at like reading the Boos. That's like the main thing I need to work on.
Right. I mean, I think I was mentioning this before, that Boos is really like it really only gets better with practice. Like you can learn the route to a game, and you could be really good at like routing the game and doing everything else. But in terms of where the Boos are in the game, there's just absolutely no telling, and it's just a matter of optimization and practice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how Tal does this Van Gore.
It's really interesting having an English and a Japanese comparison side by side to kind of tell the differences and explain.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. For English, he can't do the mouse hold text skips, and he loses 10 seconds in Clairvoyant because the Clairvoyant text is longer on English.
Yep. Looks like these first 3 paintings are going relatively smooth, getting all 3 of these triples. Let's see how he handles these red grabber ghosts. Oh, misses the one in the middle. Oh, that's just such a poor move. So unforgiving. These ghosts are so unforgiving. I do not like these guys.
Yeah, the grabbers are the worst. Like, yeah, see that? Yeah, that's.
You would think that like, if you were gonna like nail the shot and get the ones on the sides, that you should get the one in the middle too. But the geometry of just the hitboxes and everything is just so unforgiving. And Talc, unfortunately, sorry, go ahead.
It's been ruined my runs like since I started that one triple.
Yeah, honestly, if you're starting off with it, it's good to be patient at times. And oh my goodness, Talc having some huge difficulty with these trash can ghosts right now. Manages to clean it up after slipping on a banana peel. Just like Yoshiboy is going to burn up those ceiling ghosts, and he's going to suck up Picasso. The proper name for this portrait ghost, I should actually probably explain, is Van Gore.
So I'm going to be moving on to losers round 3 against Imarts, which I'm really excited about. I feel like they'll be a really close race. Like, our times are not too far away from each other. It's only like a
Should
minute.
be exciting.
Yeah, we did a race before, and it was really close. It was like a 102, and like he got like a low 102, and I got like a high 102. So
Do you know what
it's pretty
happened
close.
to Fi-Fi in your first losers round?
I was never gonna race Fi-Fi.
Oh, weird. It says that you had the bracket against Fi-Fi losers round 1.
Oh,
And that you
really?
won.
I'll check that out.
Yeah. It also says that you already had the point against Talc had the point. Oh no, sorry, that was Talc. That was Talc, not you.
Yeah, yeah.
It also says that Talc has the point against you in bracket, so that he's actually up against IMARS right now.
Oh yeah, that's because GC's on a cruise right now, and he can't fix the bracket.
Okay.
The reason why it says that is because I was unable to do the previous, like, there was a race scheduled yesterday. I mean, 2 days ago, and I couldn't attend it because I had like a driving lesson. I'm trying to get my driver's license right now, so yeah, and I completely forgot about the race, but we're good now.
Hate to see it. But you know, real life first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Real life in any case, everybody. Remember that. This goes for all viewers.
Oh, and if you're wondering what happened to Fi-Fi, the reason why he got DQ'd is because he didn't really want to do the tournament anymore. Because he like it's not following his content. Like he doesn't want to like grind LM. Like he just wants to do it every once in a while.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Talk's coming up on King.
A lot of people had a feeling that he would not actually do it. So some people actually got it right on the bracket. Like they're in the predictions. See if he can 2-cycle here. That'd be pretty hype.
Talc has definitely had his moments throughout this race, despite being, despite not having finished yet. He's definitely shown some optimization in terms of his boo routing and a bunch of other things that he's been getting done.
Yeah, for sure.
Big part of this game, although it seems very linear, is it's just really just practice and optimization in terms of catching boos and ghosts and optimizing your flicks on your control stick when capturing portrait ghosts, so you get the ghost as fast as possible. And a lot of it's RNG too, but in general, you know, the time could be a lot better. Looks like Talc knows this little movement for King Boo. He's going to keep Bowser in one place. King Boo's a little high for him right now. Let's see if he can actually get this down to 250. It's going to be close. Oh, 266. I don't know if he's going to go for it or not. That's quite a lot of health. I'd like to see him go for it, though.
Yeah. He has nothing to lose, really. Because his PB, he's like 5 minutes behind PB right now or something.
He's going to go for it, but I think he was a little slow at first, so we think he's going to miss it. Let's see how low he can get him down. 39? All right. So we're actually going to see the second phase of King Boo here. So if you get King Boo below 200 health, Bowser's head will go on the wrong way, and he'll kind of just march around the arena like so, and then he'll go back into his regular attack pattern.
If you actually don't get King Boo low enough on the first cycle, the most optimal way to do this fight is to go for a fast 3-cycle, which basically is you get him down to 200 health, and then you let him go back into Bowser's body, and it saves around 5 seconds from going for a slow 3. And there you go.
I think I had explained that when you were fighting. But anyways, good game to Talc with the 1:14.18 as his final time. We're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview. If he would not like to come in, that is totally okay. But good game to both runners. Unfortunately, Talc is eliminated from the tournament. And here he is right now. What's going on, Talc?
Not a lot. I'm just glad that garbage of a run is done.
No worries, man. No worries, man. I definitely, there was some really good moments of optimization that I saw you doing with booze and movement and just routing and stuff in terms of the RNG of booze. And I thought that was really good on your part. How do you feel?
You know, like you said, there were some good moments. I'm proud of those, and it's like I don't normally get that good of optimization like on the fly. But being right then, it's like I felt good, even though Trash Run had its moments. There's a diamond in the rough all the time.
Yeah, there's a diamond in the rough, man. And I think a big thing. How are you feeling? How are you feeling during boo losses?
I was extremely angry at my controller.
Right? Yeah, I saw you accidentally the trigger accidentally popped up and you lost your angle with it, and that made all the boos just kind of scatter around.
Yeah, and that actually happened in my first race. So I was like, let's try to get a good like a faux one cycle, if you will. Try to do the one cycle on a second cycle.
Okay.
That didn't quite work out like it did in the first race, so I was like, you know what? Let's see how high I can get. Let's go for a 5 cycle.
Let's go. Anyways, definitely showed some very prime moments from both of these runners. It's a great race. Little ending cutscene from Talc here. What is one thing that you would like? This is a question for you, Tech. What is one thing that you think you would like to optimize more throughout your playing of Luigi's Mansion?
Can I use everything as an answer?
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of like one specific thing that you wish that you were better at.
Oh.
It could be a general statement like booze, or it could be like optimizing your control stick flicks to capture portrait coasts faster. It could be anything.
You know, it's so hard to say because this is a new controller, so I'm still kind of breaking it in.
Right.
But I think being able to read the boot radar a bit clearer. Because I still have a little bit of trouble with that, especially in the rooms that it's kind of wonky, like Astral Hall and Anteroom. Just being able to read it just that much quicker, I think, would be a lot better.
Right, I totally understand. Well, you guys both got Moonshot first try too. I thought that was awesome. I am horrid at Moonshot.
Yeah, I think we had a race before a Hippoot, and didn't you miss it like a ton?
I missed it probably 5 times, I think, yeah.
Yeah. I make sure to take my time on that. I don't go for it instantly. I make sure I aim it properly before I shoot it.
Yeah. That's definitely something. That's like if I were to ask myself the same question on what one thing I wish I was better at, I would probably be working on Moonshot. But anyways, congratulations to both of you guys. It was a really entertaining run to watch and nevertheless commentate. You guys, I suggest following both of these runners. They're both very skilled. Talc is definitely, I can tell with just a little bit more practice, going to be improving a lot. And Yoshiboy is definitely close to getting a sub 1. Yeah. So be sure to follow both of these runners. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes for making this race happen. I'm sorry if I didn't know if I was holding up the race at all when I came in pretty late to commentate.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. My apologies. I hopped in last minute and I was like, oh, they need a commentator. I was like, yes, I would love to commentate my boy Yoshiboy and Tal.
All right, GG's Tal. It was a good race. You did good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we were actually able to do it.
Yeah, man. I'll make sure I'll plan ahead next time. Make sure I don't have something to do that day.
Sounds
no
good.
worries. It was an awesome run.
The next races.
Yeah, it was an awesome run to watch. Be sure to follow the tournament for the future. If anybody here is interested in watching this and enjoyed watching this, be sure to follow both of these runners and stay tuned for future tournament matches. Thank you guys.
All right, see ya.
Take care.
No worries. No worries. No worries. It was an awesome run. Yeah, it was an awesome run to watch. Be sure to follow the tournament. For the future, if anybody here is interested in watching this and enjoyed watching this, be sure to follow both of these runners and stay tuned for future tournament matches. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you.